Morning, guys. Excuse me. Well, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm on my way to work. Um, this video is dark because I'm in the car and it's dark inside the car, so I can't. The video isn't gonna come out good, and whatever. So I advise you to just sit back. I just saw a raccoon right across the street. So you sit back and just maybe listen to this video. Close your eyes, sit back, put your earphones in or whatever, and just listen. Now, this video is about God. I don't talk that much about God on my videos that much or whatever because, you know, I pretty much don't care if people go to hell or heaven. You know, I believe if you deserve to go to heaven, you'll go to heaven. If you deserve to go to hell, then by all means, your ass is going to hell, and I have no problem with that. It's not my decision to make, and if you go to hell, you're getting what you deserve, because a lot of people believe in a lot of people deserve to go to hell, and I'd be glad to see them go, and they're getting what they deserve. But this video is for people that believe in God, so they'll understand what I'm saying. Maybe it'll restore your faith, or maybe it'll help you feel better about what you're doing or whatever, and it'll guide your path or whatever. It's like a blaze on the trail, you know, to let you know you're headed in the right direction. And if you don't believe in God and you listen to this video all the way to the end, you probably still won't believe in God. It's not going to change your opinion, whatever. You're going to believe what you're going to believe, and that's it. But I'm going to start off with saying that I quit my job yesterday, and I'm on my way to a different job today. Quit one job, I'm on my way to a different one. I'm making like $1 less than I was on the other job. So, you know, go figure that, you know. I mean, that's God, you know, whatever, you know. And you got to understand, you know, that guy hurting his finger and being off that time that he was off was probably God doing that too. He deserved that, you know. I didn't see it at the time, but I'm like, okay, because 2 days after he's back, I'm gone, you know. So you go figure that, whatever. But then he turned around and made sure I was taken care of. I got another job, you know, making a little less, but it's a whole lot less work. Whatever. I worked here before. I actually stopped working at that job, not because I didn't like it, not because people were bothering me or getting on my nerves. I got along good with people that worked there and everything, but I liked the job, everything. It was physical, but it wasn't paying as much as the other job. I worked for a temporary service. The temporary service, you know, came up. I got an app that goes with it, whatever. And I looked at the app and I saw another job that was paying almost twice as much as that job was paying. Well, no, it wasn't twice, but it was, you know, like $5 or $6 more per hour. And I had to jump on it, you know. And that was a job that I worked on where I was in another area. I was driving all the way to Novi. It was like an hour and a half away from where I live. And I decided to get a campsite, and I camped there, you know. And I worked. And I camped at night, and I worked during the day. I was at a KOA campsite, and I had a real good time. And then when I came back, that job was over. Well, it was only a couple of weeks job or whatever. When that job was over, I came back, and then I got the other job that was paying almost the same amount, which was really good money. So I did that. That was the one where I was doing the petitions or whatever, you know, where I was pretty much sitting on my butt most of the time. And every once in a while they would say, "You need you to move a box," you know, whether I would get up and move a box and sit back down again. So I was actually pretty much sitting on my butt for the majority of the time. For like, I'm gonna say 80% of the time I was sitting down. I was working maybe 20% of the time, making, you know, $6-7 more an hour than I was on the job where I was physically working, you know, just excuse me, it's just the way it is. You know, it's the way things work out. You know, and but anyway, I called the tip service yesterday after I quit. I went off the job over. I called them. I left a message, and then I went on head on home. They didn't call me by the time the message was over. I was ready to go back to work, you know, yesterday. But I got home and I went to sleep. I got me some rest. Then I woke up. I took Cole for a walk. I didn't record it because I forgot to put my phone on the charger, so I didn't have any charge on my phone to be able to record the walk, whatever. But I did take Cole for a walk. We went quite a ways too, because when I got back home, he was wore out. But anyway, we had a nice little walk and everything, and I was able to collect my thoughts and think about the situation and everything or whatever. But then I got back home, and there was a message on my phone, because I left my phone in the car charging on the charger. There was a message on my phone, you know, report to work tomorrow, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that'll work, you know. I started pretty much the same time. This job is less than half the distance the other job was. So if I had to, I could catch the bus to this job, or I could ride my bike to it, you know. I mean, I'm not sure how far it is, but it's not far at all. I'm gonna get there way early this morning, you know, but it's all good. Like I said, the job's paying good, whatever. Not as good as the other job was, but I'm not working nowhere near as hard, and that's far more important than whatever, you know. So, but anyway, I quit that job because, you know, for one thing, it was really wearing me out. I mean, it was the lifting those darn stone. It was really wearing me out, you know. And then the guys I was working with, you know, their attitude. Like I say, the guy was calling me by my full name. He did it twice, you know. And then, you know, I'm like, you know, don't do that no more, or whatever, you know. And I guess they thought I was a wimpy guy, that I wasn't gonna go off when they did that. So that took him back, whatever. But he called me by my, you know, initials, like I asked him to, or whatever. They backed down on that one. But then we were working. Just so happened we had to raise the plank for the scaffolding and everything or whatever. And those two, they were up on top and I was down at the bottom. And I was lifting the plank up to them from the bottom. And they were like, they wouldn't take it. I'm standing there holding that plank up, whatever, you know, and they're not taking it. So I handed it to the other guy. I'm like, here's a plank, whatever. You know, I got it. They went and grabbed the one other plank from underneath where they were walking at, which was really dangerous what they were doing. But I'm like, hey, well, guys, if you don't need me, I can go home. You know, they didn't say anything, or whatever. So I'm like, fine, okay. You know, so I went ahead and put the plate down. Went to go to my truck. The boss had me blocked in, whatever. The boss wasn't there. He was doing something else. And then I says, you're gonna have to move your truck, man. I'm out of here. He's like, you're out of here? You're done? I'm like, yep, I'm done, whatever. So he's like, okay. You know, I guess he didn't want to show like he was, you know, gonna kiss my ass to have me stay or whatever, you know. So that let me know that he didn't really care, you know. He's pissed off too. And like I say, some people don't like it when you don't tell your business. They want to get into your life and that's it. And that's a sign of a sociopath. You know, if you see somebody that's a private person, they don't want to tell you their business. They don't want you into their life and whatever. They keep you they keep boundaries up, you know. Most people that aren't sociopaths will respect that. But okay, this guy is just, you know, a private person or whatever. I can respect that and whatever, you know. You know, if he wants to talk, I'll talk. If he doesn't want to talk, you respect people's boundaries, you know, because they have boundaries for a reason, you know. Maybe they've encountered other people that are sociopaths, you know, whatever, that have, you know, used any information they can get against you or try to manipulate you or scheme or whatever, stuff like that. Whatever. See, sociopaths will turn you into an asshole. You know, when you deal with those kind of people, they make you where you close off. You don't trust anybody. Whether you shut other people down, and sometimes people that might have deserved to have a, you know, that you shouldn't shut down. You know, but you don't know. It's better to not give your information out and have people perceive you as an asshole than to open up and try to be cool with everybody and not offend anybody, and fool around and let a sociopath get into your life where they can be able to manipulate you and take advantage of you and get into your life. You know, it's better to protect yourself. So that's the way that goes. And but anyway, like I say, you know, I got a couple of comments. When you get comments on your channel, if there's profanity in it or stuff like that, whatever, YouTube will filter them out, you know, but they'll send you an email letting you know you can see the comment, and you can, at least on my YouTube deal, whatever what I got, you can post it, or either you can delete it. But somebody made a comment that, you know, you're always talking about people being jealous and jealousy. You know, maybe there's something wrong with you. You know, you're not, you know, you got a chip on your shoulder or this or that, whatever. Blah blah blah. I forgot how it goes. Whatever. I hate that they deleted it, whatever. But that's the way it went, whatever. You know. And but anyway, that's not the case. I'm gonna explain to you what jealousy is, but we've got to get into religious realm in order for you to understand what you're dealing with. You know, when you're dealing with jealousy and when you're dealing with sociopathic people, you're not dealing with human beings. You're dealing with demons. Okay, I'm gonna take you back to the beginning, not Adam and Eve. Before that, there was nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. There was no space, no stars, no planets, no nothing. God created the heavens and the earth, or whatever. And then he created man, and he created everything on the planet and everything. So, but before he did that, he created the angels. Lucifer, the devil, Satan was one of those angels. Just so happens he was one of the most beautiful angels that there was, you know, but he was jealous of God. That was the first jealousy right there. That was the first jealousy. He was jealous of God, and he wanted to be like God, and he wanted to be higher than God. Whatever. He wanted that was the first sociopath that was ever created, whatever, you know. And God created the angels and everything, whatever, and they had a choice, because when the devil rebelled against God, he took a third of all the other angels with him. You know, was it 2/3? I don't know. It was a bunch of them. I don't know how many it was in all, but he had his fly monkeys or whatever. Those are people that will support each other when they're sociopaths and whatever. Sociopaths recognize each other, and they get together, you know, because they view people that aren't sociopaths as weak and vulnerable, and that they can take advantage of them or whatever, and everything, whatever. And they will do it. They will push your buttons and everything, whatever. And you have to remember, because I'm pretty sure there are people out there that are listening to this right now that have these kind of people that are messing with them and doing things to them or whatever. And sometimes you can't just see. I've got myself in a position where I can quit a job and get another job the next day, you know, because God works. He helps me out, whatever, you know. I'm gonna tell you why later, but he helps me out. And if you're in a situation where you got a job where people are messing with you and people are doing things and they're ganging up on you and everything, well, you're not dealing with human beings. Don't come up in there with a gun and shoot everybody in the darn place. Don't do that. You might be there, but don't do it. It's not going to do any good. You can kill every last one of them, and it's not them that's doing it. It's the demon that's inside them that's controlling them, making them do the things they're doing to you, and treating you the way they're treating you. It is a demon. It's not a human being. It's not a person. You're not dealing with a person. You're dealing with a person, a body that has been taken over by evil forces. That's what you're dealing with. You know, you can shoot every one of them, kill them. You can kill the body, but you're not going to kill the demon. The demon is just going to jump right out of their ass and into somebody else, or just float into the netherlands or whatever until they can find somebody else to jump into, and then they'll start all over again doing their evil shit and whatever and everything. Whatever. Now, the person doesn't get a free ride, whatever, you know. You have to be a certain kind of person for a demon to jump in you, to control you, to make you do evil ass shit to people. You know, so you're not a good person if a demon can get in you. If you got a demon in you, you are an asshole. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't shit. You know, because only certain people demons can get into. Demons cannot get into everybody. You know, there are good people out there that demons cannot, you know, penetrate into and become, you know, a part of them and control them to the point where they, you know, will mess with people or take advantage of people or do the stuff that they do. You know, so they don't get a free ride. But you can't shoot them. You know, you can't beat them up. You can, you know, I know you want to probably beat their ass or whatever and everything. You're not beating that person. You're beating the person, you know, which they may deserve that, but it's what they're doing is not them or whatever. See, there are certain things that people do. People ain't shit now. Don't get me wrong. People can be assholes. People ain't shit. Well, people will take advantage of you. People will do stuff. They'll step on your toes. They'll mess with you because they're just being mischievous, you know. And then there's a point of demonology where people can do evil stuff like, you know, whatever. When Jesus was on the cross and he was dying, he uttered out to God, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." Something like that, whatever. You know, I'm not a Bible scholar and whatever, but I paid attention when I was in church and whatever. And certain things stick out to me, and I remember them and whatever. I used to think, why would he say something like that? Well, what does that have to do with, you know, the situation? You know, they're killing them on the cross, or whatever, torturing them to death, and he's telling God to forgive them, you know, because they know not what they do. They don't know what they're doing, and I never could interpret that until now. I interpret it now, him saying that, you know, there are demons inside them that are making them do what they're doing, or the devil himself that's controlling them, making them do that. Whatever. Because crucifying somebody is a terrible thing. You know, you got to be truly a sociopath to be able to do something like that to somebody. You know, that is some serious utter torture. Whatever. Most people can't even stand the sight of blood. You cut somebody, whether they almost want to throw up because they see the sight of blood, or you cringe if you see somebody hurt themselves or whatever. Like the guy hurt his thumb or whatever. I was like, oh my God, I can see how that must feel, you know. And I felt bad for him or whatever, even though he was an asshole. You know, he probably deserved it, you know. But a sociopath is not going to feel like that. They don't care, you know. They don't have any empathy. You know, they can do horrible things to you and treat you really bad, you know, and get pleasure from doing it, you know. So Jesus was saying that, you know, God, you know, forgive them. You know, I know this is terrible stuff they're doing, you know, and you probably want to punish them to the utmost, but give them a little leeway, because it's not them that's doing it. It's the demon that has control over them and it's making them do this and whatever. And that was the situation and whatever. So that's why he was saying, forgive them, for they know not what they do. You know, they don't know that they're, you know, doing this evil or whatever. They're under control. They're under the influence, you know. So that was why he was saying that, you know. And when you're dealing with people on the job and sociopaths that are doing bad things to you and treating you bad on the job and mistreating you, not appreciating you, stuff like that, whatever, you know, getting off on, you know, making you feel bad or making you, you know, have a bad day, stealing your joy, you know, that's demonic and whatever, you know. The demons are making them do that kind of stuff, you know, and the people that are helping them or ganging up on them with them to do what they're doing, they're demons too. You know, they've got demons in them, and that's what you're dealing with. You know, you have to understand that. You know, and when you understand that, you'll be like, I'm backing in, so I don't want to run into this wall because there's no guard there or nothing. But anyway, okay, turn this off. Okay, close this up. There we go. There we go. So anyway, lights on, so people can't see me up in here because I'm really early. But anyway, I'm just saying, if people are bothering you, you got people that are demonic. Well, look at them closely. There's demons doing this that's controlling them or whatever, you know. But I'm going to go back to my story, what I was telling you about the God created the heaven, and he created the demons, or the angels that became demons when they rebelled, and God threw them out of heaven and sent them to hell, you know. But then he made the planet and earth and human beings and all the animals and everything that's on this planet. And the demons and the devil, they saw that. And remember now, these are spirits without form. They don't have bodies. They're just spirits without form. You know, they don't have hands and arms and legs, and you know, they can't eat and taste how good food tastes or whatever. They can't enjoy sex. They can't enjoy a spring day and whatever, and the cool breeze blowing on their skin. They don't have any of that. They're just pretty much thought, you know. But they have a certain amount of form, but they don't have any substance or whatever like we do, you know. And they were jealous of man because God gave man this planet and everything on it, and gave us dominion over it and everything. Whatever, gave Adam a whole kingdom to pretty much rule, and said, this is yours, you take care of this. Well, name all the animals, name all the plants and everything, and blah blah blah. And that made the devil even more jealous or whatever. That really burned him, you know, when he saw that. He like, you gonna give him a form, and then you gonna give him a woman too on top of that, you know. That was jealousy, you know. And I'm not sure. I don't know for sure because I'm not inside God's mind, but I'm thinking that he might have done that despite the devil and whatever, you know, because just casting him out of heaven wasn't enough punishment for him. He had to go and make human beings and give us, you know, all these, you know, perks and feelings and everything and whatever, and gave us the, you know, gave him a woman and everything and whatever, and the devil didn't have nothing, you know, but it's demons and whatever. He didn't even have a body to be able to enjoy a banana split, you know. That was messed up. But anyway, he was pissed off about that, whatever. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get you back. So he comes down and he tempts Eve to get her to sin, you know. And then he this person across from me got their darn lights in my darn eyes. Okay, two can play at that damn game. I don't want to run my battery down, but I'm gonna let you guys see. Person across from me just pulled up. They see me sitting here, and they get in their car and turn their lights on so they can see what I'm doing up in my car. You know, that don't make no sense to do that, but you fight fire with fire. Now I'm gonna turn my bright lights on in your eyes. Now you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Back to my story. See, that's the demon right there trying to keep me from telling this story, because this may help somebody. You know, somebody might be ready to split somebody's head on the job or whatever, and listening to this might help them out. Okay, so the devil enticed Eve to sin, and when she sinned, she took it to Adam, and Adam sinned by eating the forbidden fruit and whatever that God told him not to eat. Now remember, now you got to understand, back then, God was talking to them just like you talk to a person face to face almost, or whatever. He probably wasn't face to face because you couldn't look on God's face because he was too bright and whatever and everything, whatever. But he was talking to them like you talk to somebody, like I'm talking to you guys right now. You know I really exist. You know I'm right here, even though I'm on the internet on a video or whatever. You know that I'm a real person. They knew God was real. You understand what I'm saying? For us, we really don't know. All we know is what we've heard, what we've told, what we were told, and what we raised up and was taught in school or whatever, or taught in church or whatever, or what our parents taught us, or what we read in the Bible. We don't have any physical proof. God hasn't actually, you know, talked to us through thunder out of the sky and told us, you know, to not do sin and everything. And I believe the reason why that is because, like I say, all throughout the Bible, God talked to people just like I'm talking to you right now. He talked to them in a physical form that was right there, right then. So they knew he actually existed, you know. And people, even Jesus, when he was here, he talked to his apostles and to the other people. He would heal people. make people that couldn't see, you know, heal people from diseases and stuff and everything, whatever. I don't understand why when he was being crucified, some of those people that he helped didn't come and attack those Romans that were crucifying him and take him off that cross. I don't understand where those people were when that happened. You know, you would think, I know if somebody was to make where I could see or whatever, or healed me and whatever, I would risk death or whatever and to come there and try to save them if they were being crucified. Well, especially I knew he was innocent or whatever, but people didn't come to his aid. They let it happen. You know, a lot of times people stood there and watched and whatever, you know. That's just the way things were back then, whatever. Back then, crucifixion, you know, it was people, like I said, people are evil. You know, like I said, some people can't stand to see the sight of blood. You know, they wouldn't come there and watch something like that. But some people, that was like entertainment to them, to watch somebody die slowly on a darn cross and be tortured. Whatever, that was actually like watching television. Whatever. That's why people like to watch TV shows and dramas and movies and stuff and whatever. You don't come to movies to see people, you know, clap hands and sing Kumbaya. You watch movies to see some stuff getting blown up. You know, some people die and get killed or whatever, and then the hero comes and saves the day or whatever. You want to see some darn drama. You want to see terrible things happen or whatever, and then the outcome come out good and whatever. You know, that's why you watch stuff or whatever. You know, that's entertainment. Whatever, people are entertained by tragedy and by terrible things happening or whatever. You know, that's why when you get on a job, people want to hear your deepest, darkest secrets. They want to hear all the doom and gloom that's in your life or whatever, because they get off on it. They're sitting there jacking off while you're telling them, oh, I got this problem, I got that problem, my bills is due, I got that and everything, and they're sitting there just jacking off. They're loving it. You know, you don't realize it, but I don't give them that pleasure. I don't tell them shit. You know, you don't get to know what's going on. I'm not going to entertain you. I'm not going to be your Jerry Springer show. You know, people go on Jerry Springer and tell all their intimate stuff and with all their messed up lives and everything, whatever, and just so they can get a hotel room and a crisp JCPenney fresh out of the package T-shirt or dress shirt to wear, whatever. You see them, they come on there, the shirts are brand new. Probably came in there with Joe's Pizza T-shirt on or something or whatever. Somebody probably paid them a couple of $1,000s to wear that T-shirt so they can get free advertising and everything or whatever. And the producers on the show probably saw that and say, no, you can't wear that, that's inappropriate, whatever. You can't be using our show to promote your pizza store or whatever. You know, even though they're exploiting those people's lives, they just open up their dirty laundry for the whole world to see, but they don't want you to be able to make any money off of, you know, you know, sponsoring a pizza joint, whatever, or a party store or something. You know, so they'll give them they probably got plenty of shirts back there in the back somewhere, and they'll say, here, put this on, you know. So they'll put on they got a package, they give them a folded up JCPenney dress shirt so they can look presentable and whatever. And you see the folds in it because they just took it out of the package and took the pins out and whatever and put it on and whatever, and you can see the folds still in the shirt and whatever. It's oversized, or whatever, it's hanging off of them, you know, it's too big for them or whatever. And they have a hotel room and everything, whatever, and they're all there, and they're there for your entertainment, whatever. And they agreed to that, whatever, you know. They got a free shirt and they got, you know, a hotel room and probably all their meals paid for and everything and whatever, and probably a little bit of money and whatever for coming on the show and entertaining us, letting us watch their lives, their train wreck of lives or whatever, you know. And that's just the way it is, you know. But in real life or whatever, you don't get to ask people all those personal damn questions or whatever. It is none of your damn business, you know. You don't get to jack off over my pain. I'm sorry, you know. But in reality, I don't have enough pain for you to jack off over, because I have a pretty good life, you know, whatever. God's been taking care of me, you know, in spite of the fact that I didn't believe in God when I was first, at first or whatever. I thought it was a big fairy tale, whatever. I didn't believe it at all. I would curse people out when they would try to talk to me about God and everything, because I didn't like it, whatever. Fortunately for me, instead of God, you know, throwing a darn lightning bolt at me and blowing me to hell, he knew that because he's non-linear, you know, he knew at this point right now I'd be here talking to you people, trying to tell you that you should believe that God exists or whatever. And the reason why I believe, because I can see the things that he's done or whatever. See, back then, people knew he exists because he was talking to him, you know. And then but people still rebel. People still did stuff. Now, if God is actually talking to you, you can see him do things. You can see him destroy things. You can see him save people and everything. And you still sin and still do bad stuff or whatever. That's badass right there. I mean, seriously, they seen Jesus work miracles and do things and everything. Whatever, those Romans, they saw that too and whatever, and they still killed him or whatever. So not just killed him. They didn't act like they just took him and hit him in the head with a stick while his back was turned or whatever. They took him and strapped him to a darn pole and tortured him to death and whatever. Human beings, man, human beings. That allow demons to get into them and make them do some evil, vile shit and whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But the point I'm trying to make is they knew that God exists at that point in time. There was no doubt. We have doubt now where you don't know for sure, because he hasn't actually talked to you or told you. Some people say that God speak to them or whatever, this, that, other, or they interpret their own thoughts as God's will or whatever, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe he's speaking through me right now and I just don't realize it, whatever, but, that's just the way it is. Maybe he's giving me these thoughts, because he knows that somebody out there needs to hear this and this is going to help them out or whatever. But, hopefully it can help somebody. I don't know, because really, me personally, I don't give a shit. I don't care if you go to heaven or if you go to hell. I do not care. I'm not trying to save nobody. I don't care. I just want to live my life the best I can, do what I do, and you can do whatever you want to do, and whatever. If you go to hell, you go to hell. I don't care. I don't love human beings enough to try to save them. I don't give a shit. Whatever. I got no dog in this race. This is your decision. You want to believe, believe. If you don't want to believe, you don't. I believe because of things I've seen and whatever, and how he's helped me out. I quit one job and I got another one, just like that the next day. Making a couple of dollars less, but working a lot less or whatever, and I'm able to enjoy the job. I like this job here, whatever. Only reason I left it because it was more money, and I was able to enjoy myself and go camping and everything. But anyway, people say that, and this stuff people say, well, I believe in God, whatever. Well, I don't believe in church or religion, or whatever. I don't believe in church either, whatever, because there's so many people in church, whatever, that are phony. I don't deal with churches or whatever because they're full of phony people or whatever. That's why I didn't believe in God, because as soon as you go to church and they say God this and God that, whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, it sounds good and whatever, okay. But then you look at the people that are telling you this and you see them doing dirt and see them doing all kinds of messed up stuff and whatever, and then you're like, these people don't really believe in God, whatever, because they're doing this and they're doing that, whatever. You're judging God by the people that he's using, and it doesn't matter. God uses who he can get, If you got a job you need to do, you got a hammer and you got to drive a nail into a piece of wood, and you need a hammer to drive a nail into a piece of wood, but you don't have a hammer handy, so you'll grab a rock. The rock is not the best thing or to use to drive a nail into a piece of wood, whatever, but it will work. So that's what you use. Well, that's God. He'll use killers and rapists and whatever he can get, whatever. That preacher that's on the pulpit at your church and whatever, he's using that guy. He's probably the biggest whoremonger. He's probably screwing every damn girl into there in church and whatever. But that's all God has. He uses what he has, whatever. He's not going to be perfect and whatever. He's going to be doing stuff that he ain't supposed to be doing and whatever. But he's able to preach, the word and whatever. If he could get you to do it, then he would have you do it, whatever. But you don't want to learn the Bible to be able to read off the verses and be able to teach people or to talk in front of more than 20 or 30 people at a time or whatever. So he uses this asshole to deliver his message and whatever, so you should listen or whatever, but that's just the way it is. You listen to me right now telling you all about this and about God and everything, whatever, and I may be in a darn, my car might be parked in the parking lot of a titty bar next week or something or whatever. And you're like, oh, that guy, he was in a damn titty bar, but yeah, he's talking about God. Whatever. I'm joking. I'm not gonna park it. I'm not gonna be. I don't do titty bars or whatever, but I used to. But and it was fun going there to that place or whatever and everything. But I realized that, that was stupid and whatever. I blew a lot of money, but that's okay. But anyway, that's not gonna happen. I'm done with that. Not because of God, because I got smart and I'm like, you know what, this is stupid and whatever. I figured it out, whatever. But anyway, back to what I was saying when it comes to God, and he was there. He was able to tell people what to do and what not to do. And people didn't listen. People still rebelled and still did messed up stuff, you know, anyway. So now he had to destroy the world because when God made Adam, he gave Adam dominion over the whole world, over everything. The world was Adam's. You know, when Adam sinned, that ownership transferred over to the devil. So when you say that, well, the world is messed up and whatever, you know, we had a storm and it killed these many people, whatever, it was an act of God. God didn't do that. That was the devil that did that, whatever. The devil controls the world now because the ownership was passed over from man, from Adam to Satan when Adam sinned. That transferred everything over. That gave him dominion over the planet. He had control over the animals. He had control over the plants, over everything on the planet. Whatever. That's why animals tear each other to pieces now. That's why you know, you have diseases in the world and everything. All that stuff. When a storm comes and tears up a whole city and whatever, that's not an act of God. God didn't do that. That was the devil that did that. You know, that's not an act of God. That's the devil. That's Satan, because he has control over the weather and over this and that and the other. Whatever. Now God can intervene, but God can't, you know, undo what he's done. Whatever. When he gave Adam everything, whatever, it was Adam's to give away. He gave that away. He gave that dominion away to the devil and whatever. You know, the devil tricked him into sinning, and then that transferred the title. You know, when you sign the title over, that's it. It's not your vehicle anymore. A person can drive it and go wherever they want to go with it, whatever. And the law will put you in jail if you try to touch that car again, because it's not yours anymore. You've transferred ownership. That's what Adam did when he did his, you know, sin or whatever. So don't blame God for catastrophes and bad things that happen in the world and everything and whatever, and all the evil and all the stuff that's going on. That's not God's fault and whatever. That's Adam's fault and whatever. And that's the devil that's doing this stuff, and the demons that are controlling things or whatever. That's what you have to deal with out here in this world now. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this short now because it's probably about time for me to go to work. So you guys chew on this video or whatever. I guess you can see me now because it's getting more daylight. Well, these people got their lights shining in my damn face. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about this video or whatever. I'll do more like this or whatever, or I'll do more camping videos and everything or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna start my day. I'm really looking forward to this day. It's gonna be a good day. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.